Hi once again, dear learners. You're welcome to JCL Tutorials. I welcome you to this platform and I am pleased that you are here with me once again. I'm coming your way with another episode of Did You Know? And you know how we do it. We make you understand social studies the simple way and also learning in general to become very easy for you. Here, I'm coming your way, but before that, let me also once again appreciate all those who have been liking my videos. Your comments, I've been seeing them, and I like the fact that you've been you keep subscribing to my videos and then also making sure that someone out there gets to watch them. Well, so what are we talking about today? We'll go into our questions and then we'll see what we can also achieve by the end of this particular Did You Know segment. All right, let's see our question for this moment now. That's our question for this particular Did You Know segment, and I believe you have some ideas concerning what we are about to obtain on this particular platform or at this moment. Now, who has been described in our history as the idol governor of the Gold Coast? So we are focusing on one of the colonial masters. We know that's colonial governors for that matter. We are looking at his achievements and why and what made him to be described as the idol governor of the Gold Coast. So the idol governor of the Gold Coast, we had a lot of colonial governors during our period, okay, so our period of colonial rule. Now we had the British colonizing us. I'm talking about the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast saw so many governors. We can talk about Sir Charles McCarty, George McLean, Clifford, Sir Frederick Guggisberg, Noble Aden Clark, and also talk about Sir Alan Burns. Now, we are focusing on one of them. Now, the reason why this man was described as the idol governor of the Gold Coast was because of his achievements and the things he did or the role he played, talking about his contribution to the development of the Gold Coast. So I'm going to break the development or the project or the things he did or his achievements into socio-political, which has to do with the social and political. Okay, then we'll look at socio-economic. Then we'll talk about the political separately, so it can be very simple for you to understand. So let's start with the socio-economic. We know that has to do with the people. Okay, so this man is Sir Frederick Guggisberg. Okay, we are talking about Guggisberg here. So amongst all the governors, we see him to be one of the greatest, and he has been revered as one of the top personalities. Okay, he was a brigadier general. So this is a high-ranking officer in the military, and when we talk about such a person, you know, is higher above a colonel. Now, this man was a Canadian British born, and he was born in Canada in the year 1869, July 1869. That was 21st July 1869. So July born, just like me. You know, we are great men. So he did a lot of things when he came to the Gold Coast. Well, when they brought him to Africa for his work during the colonial era, we know these people had their own profession. They saw the work they did, their knowledge, the rich technical know-how that he possessed. So he was a professional surveyor. He lived in the Gold Coast, studied a lot of lands and the territories. Because of his knowledge and architectural designs, he was able to craft or develop a lot of maps and created our boundaries because he had traveled to different places and he has the skill. So they brought him to the Gold Coast, and as at the time he came, there was a governor, Sir Clifford. So Clifford was in power as a governor and the commander-in-chief. Normally when the governors are made the leaders or the people who are to rule the various colonies, we describe them as commander-in-chief. So just like a president in recent time or modern times. So what happened was that he took over from Clifford, the one who introduced the 1916 Constitution. So when Guggisberg took over, he introduced his constitution in 1925. He introduced his constitution in 1925. So they call the 1925 Constitution of the Gold Coast the Guggisberg Constitution. All right. So from 1919, he became a governor. So the period of his governorship lasted between 1919 and 1927. So the constitution was introduced in that. So we'll start talking about the constitution, then we can talk about the political achievement. So we'll start with the political achievement first. Now, he introducing his constitution was one of the greatest political achievements. He was able to do this, and it allowed some number of Africans for the first time to be elected and also be appointed and chosen, put in the civil service to work. And it created opportunity for other Africans too. So looking into his constitution in detail, we had about 9 Africans. He created traditional council of chiefs or provincial council of chiefs. He created some municipalities where we had one in Cape Coast, one at Sekondi, and one in Accra. Okay, so these places had their representatives. Now the chiefs also were there, and these were natives of the colony. Okay, the natives of the land. And it created an opportunity for even people who came after him. That was Alan Burns came after him. He introduced his constitution in 1946. So before that, in 1943, people got the opportunity to be able to also get a chance to serve in the British colonial administration. All right, now let's talk into detail and come to the other political achievements. After he introduced his constitution, that giving a chance to some blacks to be elected into the legislature, it created what we call the elective principle. So it was during his time that the elective principle was introduced. That was 1925. So thanks to Guggisberg. Now, what also happened? The people, the British have had a fierce battle or confrontation with the Ashantis, okay, and they were also part of the colony. So to comfort them, they were not happy when their chiefs were captured and taken to exile, the Seychelles Island. So they said one of the things that he can do for them to be happy, that's the Ashanti Kingdom, was to bring back their chief, Nana Prempeh the first, and who has served in exile for about 24 years. So he was brought back in that same year, and that was also one of the praise heaped on him as one of the top governors of the Gold Coast. So he did that for the Asantewaa, and Prempeh, he didn't die in Seychelles Island, so he was brought home. Now, we can also talk about other achievements such as the social and economic ones that have to do with education. So with education, he met with Dr. Kweji Agri, of blessed memory, the late, then Reverend Fraser. These people met with Guggisberg and they established the Achimota School, which was originally known or traditionally known as the Prince of Wales College, okay, and that officially came into existence or started operating from 1927, the Achimota School, and it's a great school now. Mixed school. Originally it was established as a mixed school where you could have the co-education or admit both boys and girls. So that is it, and it's a very powerful school, very great school, still in Ghana today. So thanks to Guggisberg. Now talking about hospital, okay, health, the health sector. He established the Kolebu Hospital. By then it wasn't the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, so take note of that it was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he became the president, he now upgraded it to be a teaching hospital. There they can train doctors, okay, to become professionals and serve the country. So originally it was established as Kolebu Hospital, and then we can also talk about the establishment of the Ridge Hospital. That idea was there, that project was also there during Guggisberg's time. Now, when so the Kolebu Hospital was, the Kolebu Hospital was established in the year 1923. We had that. Then railway. So railway, we had the Accra-Kumasi Railway still in 1923. Then Harbour, the ports. So we had the Takoradi Harbour. So he established or built the Takoradi Harbour. All these facilities are still in existence today, but we can not actually see how the railways are, because they've deteriorated, they've gone bad anyway. But we thank him for these projects, because the Takoradi Harbour is still operating. So the facilities are a lot, and we've seen major ones. We've talked about education, we've talked about the area of roads, where we've mentioned the Accra-Kumasi Road. All these were part of his project, and these were actually documented in his 10-year development plan. So that was one of his greatest achievements. So creating that plan, it helped him to execute them one by one, and these projects came into existence. Now, the Bui Dam. So the Bui hydroelectric power facility, that was also proposed by him. But we've seen in recent times that subsequent governments that of our own have been able to improve on that facility, and they've developed it. And we have the Bui Dam providing us with some amount of power. Okay, so these are aware, and they are still in existence though, the achievements of Guggisberg, and for that matter, he is being described as one of the greatest and the idol governor of the Gold Coast. And I believe that you have learned a lot from this, that sometimes you don't need to be a native of a place. If this is a foreigner who can do this for our land, then everywhere we find ourselves, we should make an impact. I'm sure he died. He is dead. Well, he died in 1930, April 1930, long ago, 20th April 1930. And here we are today, still talking about Sir Guggisberg. And great students out there, I believe that as we are alive today, we have to make something and to make our generation, or do something to make our generation always remember us. Let's make an impact, let's affect lives, and make sure that we are able to leave a legacy, so we can be revered and also spoken about for our good works, That is what social studies makes we citizens. We are supposed to become responsible citizens and provide things that will serve our people, or do things that will make people's life safe and live in peace and harmony. Thank you for watching JCL Tutorials. I'll be coming your way with another episode of the Did You Know? Don't get tired watching. Learn, keep learning, keep studying. Share the video. If this is your first time you are watching me, scroll down, the subscription button is there. Just tap it and tap the notification or the bell, that any video that drops, any new video, you'll be able to get access to it. And that is how we progress. Thank you for watching. I'll meet you another time. Bye for now.